A lone hound finds itself surrounded by a pack of lions, a dire situation caused by a moment of carelessness. In an instant, its life hangs in the balance. The African food chain is a ruthless hierarchy, where lions and hounds dominate as top predators. Lions, revered as the kings of beasts, hunt the largest and most dangerous animals on the continent. The precision and teamwork of lionesses during their hunts are nothing short of thrilling. With their targets unsuspecting, lions launch their attacks. Their powerful front paws, as strong as iron clamps, grip tightly onto their prey, like a zebra. It's a contest of raw strength and relentless speed, stretching on for what feels like an eternity. Both predator and prey fight with all their might, neither side willing to yield. The arrival of another lion seals the zebra's fate, signaling the end of its struggle. Lions, rulers of the African savannah, command respect as apex predators. Meanwhile, hounds are often ridiculed and misunderstood, seen as cunning opportunists or mischievous troublemakers in the wild. Though many perceive them as sly and notorious, hounds are often the true victims of this ecosystem. They share a complex relationship with lions, a delicate balance of competition and coexistence. The animals these predators hunt not only sustain their own groups, but also provide essential resources for creatures of all sizes in the savannah. Lions, after a successful hunt, bask in the heat, enjoying moments of leisure. During these breaks, they strengthen bonds within their pride through playful frolicking. Lion cubs, raised and nurtured by the adults, experience a joyful childhood, surrounded by their family's protection. Life for bandhound pups is a far cry from the carefree existence of lion cubs. In the wild plains, a hound princess was born and named Nabi, after the hill where her pack resides. Her mother, the queen, leads a tribe of 40 hunting dogs who live in the shadow of that very hill. Little Nabi holds a special place in her mother's heart. As the queen's heir, Nabi is essential to maintaining her rule. Without the support of her daughters and sisters, the queen's authority over the tribe would crumble. Growing up on the plains is no easy feat. Nabi must quickly learn the skills of survival, how to attack, defend, and fight. Her mother, seasoned and wise, becomes her most dedicated teacher, preparing Nabi to face the dangers of their harsh world. The South Serengeti Plains depend on the ponies to sustain life, but their absence has disrupted the balance. With the ponies still in the north, carnivores across the savannah are left hungry, forcing both hounds and lions to struggle for food. Not far from Nabi's tribe, a pride of lions faces their own challenges. These are tough times for the lions, as prolonged scarcity has left them lean and irritable. A hungry pride becomes a dangerous neighbor. When a lioness has cubs, she requires protection. However, tensions rise when male lions, uninterested in courtship, pose a threat to her young. For the bandhound tribe, lions are more than just competitors, they are mortal enemies. An angry lion is one of the deadliest dangers any species can face. Lions, with no reason to fear the hounds, will kill them mercilessly. Nabi's own queen mother bears the scars of this brutal rivalry. She lost a leg to a lion in the past, a grievous injury that cost her the throne and changed the course of her life forever. Here's a rewritten version in a natural, structured, and engaging tone. The strong familial bonds within the bandhound tribe are what shield Nabi and ensure his survival. At just 3 months old, Nabi made his first trip to the watering hole near the den. Despite his young age, his status as the queen's son commanded respect from the entire pack. His tail, groomed as a sign of his royalty, left the lower-ranking hounds with no choice but to defer to him, even allowing him to inspect them as they bowed in submission. Nabi's elevated status, however, stood in stark contrast to the lives of other pups in the den, including his sister. While the queen's offspring enjoyed unparalleled attention and privilege, the other cubs were often left behind when their mothers ventured far to hunt for food. They had no choice but to remain hidden in the safety of the den, vulnerable and unprotected. As queen, Nabi's mother wielded unquestionable authority. She had the right to claim any food found nearby, asserting her dominance over the tribe. Yet tonight, she was restless. The lions were dangerously close, lurking near the trees where her pups resided. If the lions discovered the den, they wouldn't hesitate to kill the pups. To ensure their safety, the hounds were forced to move to a more secure location. Meanwhile, the pride of lions also faced challenges. The lionesses, with cubs of their own to protect, were outnumbered. Only 4 lionesses stood guard, their resources stretched thin. As night fell, Nabi's mother rallied her pack of 40 hunting dogs. Determined to defend her tribe, the queen launched a bold preemptive attack. The hounds charged, their numbers and strategy overwhelming the pride. A careless lion learned too late the consequences of crossing a determined queen. The lionesses, overwhelmed and outmaneuvered, scrambled to protect their cubs. By night's end, the hounds emerged victorious. The lions retreated, taking their cubs to a safer location the next morning. However, the conflict between the 2 predators was far from over. As the rains began to fall, signaling a shift in the season, the battle for survival in the savannah would only grow fiercer. As the rains begin to fall, the Serengeti plains come alive. The Great Migration is on the horizon, bringing with it an abundance of prey. For the bandhound tribe, this could mean a stroke of luck. If the wildebeests passed through their territory, the hounds could feast for days. One lioness from the nearby pride, however, sees an opportunity in the approaching herds. She ventures into the hound's territory, stalking her prey with calculated patience. Isolating a perfect target from the herd, she moves with precision, avoiding detection by the wildebeests. Then, with a powerful leap, she lunges, locking her jaws around the neck of her chosen wildebeest. The herd panics, but reacts too late. The lioness has already secured her prize. But the triumph is short-lived. Nabi's mother, ever vigilant, appears on the scene with her son trailing behind. For Nabi, this moment is dangerous, yet vital, a chance to observe and learn. Soon, other hounds materialize from the shadows, drawn by the scent of the kill. Outnumbered and overwhelmed, the lone lioness knows she has no chance of defending her prey against the pack. Her growls echo across the plains, but they are met with the howls of the hounds. The bandhound tribe, young and old, gathers swiftly, creating a deafening cacophony that reverberates across the Serengeti. The pride hears the commotion and begins to arrive, their golden forms emerging under the setting sun. What begins as a simple hunt for survival quickly escalates into a standoff between 2 rival predators. The hounds taunt and encircle the lions, darting in and out, their agility and numbers giving them the advantage. The lions, despite their size and strength, are at a disadvantage. Their nerves are on edge as the hounds continue to press, weaving tight circles around their adversaries. Though the lions are larger, they are no match for the relentless determination of the bandhound pack. As night fell, Nabi's mother rallied her pack of 40 hunting dogs. Determined to defend her tribe, the queen launched a bold preemptive attack. The hounds charged, their numbers and strategy overwhelming the pride. A careless lion learned too late the consequences of crossing a determined queen. The lionesses, overwhelmed and outmaneuvered, scrambled to protect their cubs. The arrival of the pride's male lions shifts the balance of power instantly. The bandhound pack scatters in every direction, retreating to avoid the formidable intruders. However, the hound queen isn't quick enough. One of the male lions catches her and sinks his teeth into her neck. Her death marks a devastating loss, not only for her family but for the entire pack. Nabi and his siblings have lost their mother, and the pride's dominance serves as a brutal reminder that no lion holds respect for even the highest-ranking hounds. The once proud pack is left fractured, and Nabi's world is turned upside down. Without their queen, the pack descends into chaos. Disputes erupt over food as the usual order collapses. The once organized hierarchy disintegrates into confusion, with no clear leader to restore balance. Nabi, too young to assert dominance or claim his mother's place, is pushed to the edges of the pack. He tries to survive by scavenging, joining jackals and vultures to pick through scraps. But these efforts yield nothing. Hunger gnaws at him, and his fall from grace is stark. The young pup, once part of a powerful and respected tribe, now struggles to find his place in a world that has turned hostile and unforgiving. As the wildebeests move on from the plains, the predators that relied on them, lions, cheetahs, and hounds alike, face a difficult choice. Stay and risk starvation, or follow the herds in search of new opportunities. For Nabi, the decision is clear. Despite the dangers of leaving the safety of his territory, he resolves to follow the wildebeest north. With no leader to guide him and no pack to protect him, Nabi ventures beyond the boundaries of the bandhound tribe's lands. Ahead lies an unfamiliar world filled with uncertainty and peril. Food becomes scarce as he moves further into uncharted territory. The animals that remain, those hardened and adapted to survive in the harsh conditions, offer little comfort. Nabi's journey is only beginning, and the challenges ahead will test him in ways he has never imagined. The oryx and the zebra on the plains proved too much for Nabi. These animals were fast, powerful, and far beyond what the young pup could manage on his own. Watching them from the shadows, Nabi realized that patience and strategy would have to replace raw strength. He thought of his mother, her lessons in survival echoing in his mind. Following her example, Nabi decided to wait. He'd let someone else do the hard work. Not far off, a group of cheetahs was stalking an antelope. Nabi knew better than to interfere while they hunted. If the cheetahs spotted him, they'd abandon the chase and drive him away. So he lay low, blending into the landscape, and waited. Patience eventually paid off. The cheetahs succeeded in taking down an oryx, and hunger gnawed at Nabi's resolve. Despite the risk, he needed to eat. Carefully, he approached the carcass, bracing himself for retaliation. But to his surprise, the cheetahs backed off. Perhaps they were startled by his boldness or unwilling to risk injury over scraps. Whatever the reason, Nabi managed to claim the meal. For the first time in days, he ate until he was full. Yet his victory was short-lived. Hidden among the grass, other hounds had been watching. They emerged from the shadows, circling him with cunning and speed. In mere moments, Nabi's hard-earned meal was gone. The older, stronger hounds had taken everything. Outnumbered and outmatched, Nabi had no choice but to retreat. He was still too young and too small to defend himself against the scavengers of the plains. As night fell, desperation pushed Nabi to search again. The stars guided him to a new discovery, a fresh scent, a sign of recent prey. His instincts urged him to investigate, but his inexperience led him into danger. The prey belonged to a pride of lions, and their sharp eyes quickly spotted him. Nabi froze. The lions knew better than to trust a lone hound, suspecting he might summon reinforcements. But what they didn't realize was that Nabi had no pack to call. To the lioness watching him from the shadows, Nabi was nothing more than a helpless, insignificant pup, a fragile creature in a harsh and unforgiving world. Nabi's bold attempt to approach the pride was met with rejection once more. The lions expelled him without hesitation. Alone again, Nabi faced a grim truth. Wandering these unforgiving plains without allies was perilous. He thought of returning to the safety of his former territory, the pineapple section, even though it was a daunting 160-kilometer journey. Despite the distance and the dangers, Nabi resolved to go back. It was his only hope. The journey was treacherous. Every step back to familiar lands was fraught with peril. Herds of prey animals kept watchful eyes on him, wary of the solitary figure moving across the plains. Their vigilance drew the attention of predators, and soon, a group of lionesses seized the opportunity. They descended upon him with terrifying speed. Nabi tried to run, his small legs carrying him as fast as they could, but it wasn't enough. The lionesses closed in quickly, cutting off his escape. Under ordinary circumstances, hounds moved as a pack, their strength in numbers ensuring their survival. Alone, Nabi had no chance. Without the protection of his tribe, he was defenseless. It didn't take long before the pride caught him. In the merciless world of the Serengeti, there was no room for a lone, vulnerable hound. Nabi's life came to an abrupt and tragic end, another casualty of nature's unyielding balance. If his mother had still been there, guiding and protecting him, perhaps Nabi's story would have had a different ending. He deserved a better future, But in this harsh wilderness, only the strong and the united survive.